hello everyone. You guys are welcome to today's program. I'd like to thank everybody who is joining us, whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a return a viewer on our channel. Let me ask you to make sure that you subscribe if you have not subscribed, so that whenever we come on, you will know that we're on. Well, let me just stop the talking. I'm bringing our guest today. Our guest is someone that if you grew up in the southern part of Nigeria, if you grew up anywhere around Igbo land or Biafra land, or however you choose to refer to it, southeast, south, if you don't know about this man, then I don't know, you were sleeping when you were growing up there. But let me make welcome our special guest tonight in the person of the Ogilisi Igbo. Ogilisi Igbo himself. He will explain to us what it means. But Ogilisi Igbo himself, Chief ROMMY EZEONWUKA. Sir, you are welcome to our program today.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you all my brothers and sisters watching me from all parts of the world.
Yes, Chief, let me start from where I normally start. And when they call you Ogilisi Igbo, what does Ogilisi Igbo mean?
Thank you very much. Ogilisi Igbo is such a mystical tree, is a deity that is very highly mystical, and a lot of good things have been done with it.
Yes.
You know, our forefathers knows more about Ogilisi. That's why they sing one song, Ogilisi Igbo, Malum, because it is a mystical tree that you can use to cleanse abominations and use it for protections. And it looks like the other of our co-Nigerians know more about Ogilisi. Our forefathers know more about it, but other tribes make better use of it. Like you can never be home in Yoruba land without being coronated with Ogilisi. That is called gives you power. You can never be over a Benin kingdom without being coronated with a Ogilisi tree leaves.
So Ogilisi is actually is it Ogilisi or Ogilisi?
You can call it Ogilisi or Ogilisi. Both of them. You can Google it on your search engine.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you
but
can Google Ogilisi.
it's a tree. It's a tree.
O-G-I-R-I-S-I. They are
The same thing. Okay.
lineage.
Okay. So it is a tree.
Yeah, it is a tree. It's
Okay.
a tree.
Okay.
You can use it to do a lot of things. You can use it as a herbs, as a medicine, as a deity for protection. Any abomination, you can use Ogilisi to cleanse it. You can use it to do boundaries. Our people treasure land so much. That's why they use Ogilisi to do the boundary, and you can't remove it and take a poor man's land. You can, but somebody can remove beacons, but you can't remove Ogilisi to annex somebody's land.
One thing
The gods and the mystical power in Ogilisi will deal with you.
One thing I know about that Ogilisi is that it is so difficult. It doesn't die. Like you just cut it and drop it and it starts growing. Even when you just throw it away, it just grows wherever you throw it away. I know it's a very tough plant. Now let me investigate further. Who would people who do not know you very well, who do you consider Chief ROMMY EZEONWUKA to be? Who are you, sir? Who is ROMMY EZEONWUKA?
My name is ROMMY Amandibogo EZEONWUKA. I am the native of Akpo in Agwata local government. And I was installed by the EZEONWUKA, because before I got Alosi means stop abomination. Alosi, Emenalo, Alokosi. That is what the meaning of Alosi. But nowadays, discovered that our people are doing more abomination, and it gave me the authority to killing those abomination. That is Ogilisi for you. You use Ogilisi to killing abomination. Ebemelalo, you use Ogilisi. Like now, as the spiritual leader of the Igbo, I have the power to use Ogilisi and do a lot of good things for Igbo nation.
Okay, so let me go back also to how did you start? Let us trace your origin. You know, like when you were born, your experiences. I just want to get to know you more. Like in a way, it's like Nigerian police when they stop you and say, "Sir, may we know you?" So we want to really tell us, you know, like you're talking to your kids, your cousins, your uncle, you know, your people. How would tell us about yourself?
Okay, myself was born by poor parents, and from my childhood, I have a wisdom. After my father blessed me, my father trained a lot of my senior brothers on the school, and there hasn't much more to train on me. And I was so close to him. He loved me so much. During his day, he blessed me and told me that I'm going to be more intelligent than all my senior brothers that he trained, that abandoned him. And he blessed me. From there, I started knowing. I started knowing without reading. Every class I enter to do elementary 1 or class 1 or even seminary, I master every textbook and come out of it. Along the line, I even celebrate a mass without being ordained a priest. And I was sacked by Bishop Ganaka in Jos. So I know, like now, I have the word of masters that I post on weekly basis. Those word of masters are baffling everybody that is wise person. If you are reading it, you can't believe that somebody like an Igbo person will be coming up with the word of masters. You can use it to blame the Bible. You can attain salvation. So I can tell you that I read everything. I know a lot. I have a wisdom. I was the first person at the age of 19 to travel to Taiwan, 1976.
Before you travel to Taiwan, where did you do your primary school?
I did my primary school in my hometown. I did my secondary school in my hometown. And you see, I don't believe reading. You see, I was not comfortable with the teacher teaching me something that is not usable to me. While I was in school, I do skill acquisition, apprentice of everything I want to know. And I learned a lot of, I was an artisan. I learned a lot of skill acquisition. I learned paddle beating. I learned
yes, sir. I want Chief.
I learned pilot and I can pilot.
Chief, that's what I want to. That's what I want to know, Chief. Because when I was small, I went to primary school in Premier Primary School, All Saints Primary School that time, like All Saints in Onisha, and we were living in Fege. Now, every time we finish school, when I'm coming back, before I get back to our home, because my father was a teacher, he'll be doing lesson before he come back home, and I was living with him. I will enter where the shoemakers are making shoe. You know that time Onisha used to be busy. I will enter where they are making shoe. I will enter where the tailors are sewing cloth. In fact, I used to stay there and learn. I learned, you know, these people that do aluminium pots, I'll go and be helping them. They'll be chasing me away. I'll be helping them. So I want to know some of those. Now, in school, by the time I was in school, I paid my school fees. I used to know I could make shoe. I can sew very well now. I know carpentry work. I know all those. So I want to hear those skills that you learned growing up.
That where you resemble me, because I must tell you, I learn everything. I know how to do everything.
Yeah.
I learn carpenter, I learn motorcycle mechanic, I learn motor mechanic, I learn plumbing, I learn I know I fabricate. Like if you come to Rojeni tourist village, all the amusement parks you can see, merry-go-round, Jangrova, I fabricated all of them. Even the stadium, I'm the architect and the foreman, I'm the contractor. I did everything on my own. The Rojeni village is my concept. I built it on my own. I didn't invite any specially to build a stadium that is comparable to National Stadium Surulere or National Stadium Abuja. My stadium is 60,000 capacity.
Let me ask you a question. Let's go back. Let's go back. Sorry, Chief, we're having some connection problem. We're not hearing all the things you're saying, but let me take you back to Rojeni, because a lot of people may not know that this is the CEO and proprietor of Rojeni Tourist Center, right? Sir, how old were you? Because I remember that time I was still living in Onitsha and I was very young. So I'm wondering, how old were you when you started Rojeni? And what gave you, how did you come about it? Because that was the time when it must be very scary for you to try. There was nothing like that around Onitsha, around Anambra State, nothing. So how old were you and what is it that inspired you to start that Rojeni village?
Thank you very much. This is a very wonderful, beautiful question. I built the Rojeni at the age of 23 years.
Wow.
At the age of 23.
Wow.
And before then, I was the first Igbo man to travel to Taiwan in 1976. I made my fortune by copying motorcycle spare parts, Japanese motorcycle spare parts. I copied it in Taiwan. So the profit margin was so fantastic. Like if like outer kick is $2 in Japan, I copied it at 30 cents in Taiwan, 1976 upwards. And the quality was nearly closer because Japan get their raw material from Taiwan. And now Taiwan want to build the spare parts with their own raw material. So what I did is I bought the samples from New Market. I traveled to Taiwan in March 1976, and I copied almost 90% Japanese spare parts: Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and so on and so forth. I copied them, and the customers, my customers were so excited that I know more about the motorcycle parts. So they relied on me to sell their market in Nigeria. So what I did is, I know about 5 factories in Taiwan, in Taipei, in Kaohsiung, in Tainan. They loved me, they celebrated me, they were building, fabricating the spare parts, and I was selling it in every other rich man from Nehru came up with my vision of that spare parts. Called them names: Oscaris, Ibeto, Innocent. I was the principal copier of Japanese spare parts in Taiwan. And that's what gives every person fortune.
I have a question. I have a question, sir, before you go on. When you say copying, is it like you were manufacturing it in Nigeria? You brought the mold, or what do you mean by copying it?
No. What happened is, the Japan was the original producer of Honda. They were the original paper seller to us in Nigeria.
Yes.
So what I did is I bought these samples in the market from Leventis, from Joalin. I took it to Taiwan 1976. Okay. I gave it to the industries in Taiwan. They copied it.
Oh.
And the quality was put up original.
I understand.
And now if the price in Japan is $2, the price in Taiwan was 30 cents. And the quality was nearly closer. So now I will be selling like $1.50, making profit of $1.20, as against Japan selling $2. So now that is what gives almost 90% millionaires in the opportunity. I'm the one that is their godfather in that wisdom of copying the Japanese papers in Taiwan. It is from there I started being interested to explore a lot of things. And I believe in stealing the technology. I don't believe in transfer technology. Even so many other products like foam, I'm the one that brings the technology.
So Chief, what I wanted to ask before you go on is, there's something you said. You said you like to go and steal the technology. It's like, I want it to be clear. What do you mean? You mean like you want to go and take it by force? You're not waiting to beg somebody to come and teach you and transfer the technology. Just go there and grab it by yourself.
Yeah, the Japanese stole the technology from Europe. In Taiwan, stole the technology from Japan. Then Ogilisi stole the technology from Taiwan. I believe in the technology. Nobody will transfer it to you. That's why I'm putting a lot of. I'm the one that bastardized the foam. You see this foam production.
Yes.
Which all the British businessmen had with the Dunlop foam.
Yes, Vita foam.
The one that brought in the Taiwanese that actually bastardized production of foam. All the apprentices we employed, all of them start fabricating foam. You know that to make foam is very easy. Just frame the knock the plywood and all this, insulate it, and put the chemical there. Then flame it. It will foam as right as size as you made it.
Yes.
Then again, the fiberglass. The fiberglass is what you use in producing the fuselage of the aircraft. So I brought in the technology, using it to fabricate sanitary wares. I was producing sanitary wares, wash hand basins, bathtubs, and so on and so. At the same time, I used it to fabricate, and I was giving 100 years guarantee. Because by then we were using a pan to do water and sometimes chorus and inflame people with typhoid fever, so on and so. Then before the Indians start fabricating this plastic one, I'm the one that brought in the fiberglass technology to produce water reservoir tanks. I said I was producing this canoe for the Amarine in Oracle, using the fiberglass. So I brought in the fiberglass technology.
Sir?
So I believe in, and again, I believe in the sports is a very big business in Europe. That's why I say, let me go on stadium sports development. And that is why I built the first person that built private stadium in the whole Africa. And that stadium was bringing Egypt, Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire to play continental matches in Anambra, the days of Udoji and Jasper. So even in that stadium, about before the COVID-19 starts, it was where the whole Nigeria police had their game. They had their game. They have gone around the whole Nigeria and discovered that it is only my stadium that has the facility for all events, like as you see it in Olympic, and swimming pool, everything, basketball, handball, all in one place. And I believe in tourism too. There you have, I copy something like Hawaii Coconut Park. I use coconut to do the landscaping. And this Rogeni village is being established on 8 square kilometer land space, given to me by Oba people through His Royal Majesty, EZEONWUKA 104. He saw me and said, "This is my son." Then he had adopted me, and I was able to exhibit, because I believe in Igbo land. I don't believe in our people investing in Abuja or Lagos. We must invest and develop Igbo land. That's how I want to make my home here.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. You see, it's very, very painful and very, very sad that while in some other countries, in some other civilizations, people like you, you will see the government partnering with you. The government will actually open an institution and make you the head of that institution and see, all these Asian countries that you're talking about, I knew far back then when they would give their children camera. That's why you see all of them with camera. They went into Europe, they went into America, they went all over the place. They were snapping from cloth to pencil to spoon. Every Chinese man had a camera. People didn't understand what was happening. That's how they took all the things. Everywhere they are walking, they are snapping these things. Nobody, or they knew what to do and they didn't do it. Why do you think the government did not want to, tap into the resources of people like you? Because we are talking about technological advancement, transfer of technology, but you are already doing these things. Why didn't they work with you?
Yeah, the reason is very simple. Our government is controlled by witchcraft. As I'm talking to you now, there's coven in so many government administrative homes. The covens, the witches, people have not thought about the witchcraft. Like the developed world, they know the danger of witchcraft. They control the witchcraft. Like myself, I know how to catch the witches. Like if the government is applying or adopting 10% of my memo to them, our place will be transformed.
Okay, sir. So the question I had asked you, I said, why did the government that was looking for something in Sokoto, they found it in their Sokoto? Why did they not, make use of you? Why didn't they want to use you? And you were saying that it was because of witchcraft that existed in the government.
Yes. It's a pure witchcraft. And I'm the only one that, as a spiritual leader, I'm the only one that have power to destroy the witches that affect the government, because I know the formation the witches operate. Okay? For example, why should this government allow erosion that starts with 3-meter flood contact with the earth? They will allow it because the flood has a channel. Once the channel is not controlled and eventually have a contact with the soil, they start chopping it off. Then it was that time the government will go and sell it with nothing, or with let's say 500,000 naira. When it has chopped off 2 meters, they will leave it. It will chop off 10 meters, they will leave it. It will chop off 50 meters, they leave it. By then it has gone as deep as a 2 meter deep. And now start pulling down the earth and pulling down the buildings. They will allow it to be going. But if they're operating above the witchcraft, when, like before the war, when we were children, We have a sanitary inspectors that inspect the yards and inspect the gutters and know where the refuse is dumped, where the place that is has all the water distributing, and so on and so forth. At the same time, they have PWD, public works department.
Yeah.
Any rainfall, they patch the pothole. You see, the government uses billions of money to do roads, and they cannot afford 1 million naira to control the potholes. It is a designation of the witches. The witches are responsible for that. You see all these mushroom churches here and there? It is the witches. You see our school system? It is the witches. So the witches have a hold in our life on it here. That's the problem we have. Sometimes you have to sympathize with the government because everything is controlled by witchcraft. Some of those government secretaries have the coven trees on them. I know we have a coven tree in the Anambra government house. Everything I have decided to clear the trees, some people refused. If you remove all the coven trees, the government will see the light.
But sometimes, Chief, you must also believe that sometimes these witches are in the form of human beings.
Yeah. They operate through human beings with the influence of the coven.
Because
with the influence of everything operates through human beings. Both the angels and God and the demons and Lucifer operate through human beings. But you have to have the eye. You have to have the eye to know them.
Yes, I really believe that some of those witches are human beings, because some of the human beings that operate in government or with government, they are the ones that I see as the pure witches. they're the witches that I see.
Yeah, like it's the white witches that command the black witches for the people in government to loot our treasure and bank this money in foreign banks, and when they die, the money is gone.
Okay, Chief, let's move to something else now. What do you think about security of our land, or let me say insecurity in our land? There's been so much complaint about people that we don't know coming into our land, being inside the bushes, harassing our mothers. People cannot even go inside the bush. First and foremost, let me ask you, some people have said that there is nothing happening in Igbo land, in Biafran land, that these are just people making up stories. Please, as somebody who is on the ground, as Ogilisi Igbo, what do you think is happening in our land?
Well, what is happening in our land is very unfortunate, because if you have an issue, somebody that is the head of affairs wanted every other parastatal to be disarmed. They want all vigilantes to be disarmed.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the security issue, this is a fool, but I'm telling you that nobody can focus up. We are coming up with our own strategy, which I will not discuss on phone because it has to do with security.
Okay, but first of all, you acknowledge that there is a security situation in our land.
Look at it this way. First of all, there was an instruction to disarm the vigilante and everybody.
Yeah.
That is true. And there is something that the radio plan will be established, and only the Fulanis will have the radio, and it happens so. And now a lot of over 100 billion was released to certain people. They claim they need more money. What are they doing with that money? As I'm talking to you now, there are some traditional rulers in Igbo land that are pure saboteurs, buying out land for these people, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of things we have to do with an internal arrangement that doesn't supposed to go to social media.
No, I see, Chief. Yeah. I'm not saying reveal anything to us. But they're on the radio, on TV, those of us in the diaspora, we saw trailers with people that identify themselves. They are Fulani headsmen, people from northern Nigeria. We saw it. It's not a hidden thing. It's not you that is making it up. But the story that we are hearing, so because we want to be clear, some people are saying that all of these things we are seeing are just business people. So, but have we found anybody in our bushes? Are there some people who are not supposed to be there that we have seen just by way of confirmation? Or is it that there is no threat around Igbo land? If there is threat, we just want to say, there is threat too. We don't need to know what we are doing to counter that threat. You understand what I'm saying, Chief?
What I can assure you now is that we are summoning the headsmen that we know that have been here, because if I tell our people to stop eating efi and stop answering Ogilisi, so that all these people will pack their business and go, our people will not agree with me. If you see the type of eye those cows are looking on human beings, it doesn't supposed to be consumed as a meat. Look at the people bringing all this things, selling it here. They are not even eating that cow. They are not eating the cow. Understand? So now, we slaughter thousands and thousands of this, and this cow has 300% cholesterol as against our own and our goats and the ram that has 85-90%. So I want a situation where we separate those men that are parading the cow, our people, calling the Nobuebi, like we are part of the underground things we are doing. Let me just let you know that we are trying to know those herdsmen that actually parade all the cows our people are eating. We are summoning them, taking up their names, telling them to report to us about the foreign herdsmen that are coming from Burkina Faso, from all these people. And those things are working out. It is something we have to be more serious. And we are trying to stop wherever we had they are. And by the time we go, the town people will still tell us that it is the people living there. But what I'm telling you that is happening, which we have to be consider and know something about it, is about some big men, about some traditional rulers who are buying out land we don't have, selling it to these people. It is those people are these saboteurs that are going to deal with us, not we. Not that we cannot deal with the so-called distance, but when they have their own land, have a certificate of occupancy, bought out for them, for the people, we won't have a claim to check them in the land they say they have bought. So it's the other strategy. I will not tell you that on social media, but I'm telling you that these people can't focus on. We are more than them. They have not even captured the northern, southern Kaduna, Nasarawa, where they are trying to capture. And they think they can come and capture Southeast. It's not possible. We are equal to the task. Okay. Our guys have the ego eye. We are monitoring the movement. Eventually, we discovered that some of them are some negats. If I don't think I have to tell you that onion sellers, nail cutters, all these suya sellers and
Meshai,
megas, especially megas. Most of you guys overseas, the house in the village are being guided by this megas. If you put our people, they will open up ceiling and enter and remove all the household there and disappear. But when you have those megas, we normally. So we have a vigilante that actually work with and know who and who. But I'm telling you, we are having a very strong security connectivity that we won't allow this. We will never allow this people to succeed. If they are coming, we are monitoring. As of now, they have invaded here trying to take action anytime, any day. It's not truth. I must assure you that we have our ego eye trying to monitor what is happening. And fortunately, our law enforcement agents are joining into dictating those people who have no source of livelihood coming back here. Most of them are being turned back and so on and so forth. And anywhere we hear they are, we go and they smoke them out and ask them what are they doing there. So we are even trying to push them out from the bushes, and you know how many nama they have. There's a problem we have with this nama. When the nama is 100 today, before 6 months it becomes 200. Before 1 year it becomes 500. And it's our people is eating this nama. They are not helping us. If you leave to me, we can say let's cease 1 year of eating this nama and let them go out with their nama somewhere else, not in their land, not in Igbo land. But our people will not agree. They say answer will. They say eat efi. Why these people are not eating this efi? Why are they not eating the efi? Our people are dying of stroke and all this caused by this efi meat.
Let me ask you a question, Chief. There's a position you occupy in the government of Anambra State, government of Willie Obiano. What is that position?
I'm a special advisor on vigilante.
Okay. Oh, okay. Vigilante. So that's why you know.
I work with the police, retired police commissioner Adoba, an Onisha man. I'm his second. We are in charge of vigilante in Anambra.
Oh, okay.
We have our strategies. We have our strategies, which I cannot reveal to you on social media. These people cannot.
I see.
They cannot focus on. We cannot. They cannot.
What do you want people in the diaspora? What do you want us to do? How can we contribute to, protecting our homeland? How can we contribute? If you were to advise.
It's only a question of trust, because we have seen people that say they are the liberator of Igbo, only for them to enrich themselves. Mm-hmm. And put a lot of young men in prison and even commit some to death. We know them. So it's difficult for our people to have a trust. But if they can have a trust, I'm telling you, we have a formidable NGO that can, if they have resources, you just leave them to do the entire thing successfully. Then things they will embark is thing has to do with intelligent, I believe 90% planning and 10% execution. Everything will be planning. We can use a drone, can get a drone, and now rake all the forests in Igbo land. We can set a drone kilometers and kilometers and operate it. Train some special people.
Talking about
our guys over.
Okay, sir.
We can even video every forest and show to you guys over here, so that most of you can relax.
Okay, talking about vigilante. Let's talk about Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. What is your impression?
Oh, the awareness they are creating on making sure that the world hear us through them is such a highly recommendable something. Because if you see what George Floyd has done to white man now, you know that one person can change the entire concept and the feeling of people on particular people. So I think that's the message young man is sending to the world, so on and so forth. The problem we have in Nigeria is the white man. The white man has put us in a serious problem because they package all these things. Look at how they destroy the sports. The time you say Rogen, when football are being played there, all the thousands of people came. But the white man started buying off our star players in Europe, and our people can only watch our star players in Europe. There are no star players in local leagues. If there is any star player, they buy it off. They compel you now to pay them by watching them. So what happens for weekends is our youth to go on television to watch the Euro League. The anything football here doesn't work anymore. Nothing is giving us happiness. But if we relaunch that Arsenal Man in Nigeria, in our league here, then because I remember the day our people want to watch stars. Our people can, diaspora can put up and in sports, return our stars within our jurisdiction. And our people will now, because this criminal white man buying up our stars, they can make money to retain the stars to burn our local league. Our people will be very, very happy. That is in one way. Then the other way is to encourage a situation where the people at home have in their fingertip the remedial advantage how to control these invaders. And with that, everybody will relax and know there are people at home. This is not a question of people say, hey, we are making gap. Today they screw money and buy properties here and there, and then tomorrow they sabotage and become federal government agents. We don't want that again in a Biafran. What I like Kano is that if he is looking for money, he could have collected that money like all other betrayers, all other. Like look at sorry Dokubo. Sorry to say that. Look at him. Look at how fast he's eating money. They now tell him to guide the oil they're taking from his father, and he now say he's an activist for who? We don't want such people in our place now. We want these dedicated people. The money cannot move because these people are ready to give you any amount of money you want. Then now you betray your people. Look at the amount of money they had their got. One man with his mother took all the money. Every road in any road, St. Michael Road, Abba Road, all of them are pond everywhere. Because one person took all the money. Today is a saboteur, being top man is the north, and so on and so forth. We don't need all this type of thing anymore. We want the savior. If somebody can be told that Michael Opara use cashew nuts to checkmate erosion in the former Central State, the former Southeast, nobody can believe it. It is all those cashew our people are exporting now. But you look at the people governing now, they don't know how to check erosion, they don't know how to fix a road, they don't know all these things. We need a people, my brother. We need a people that can use their brain. And Igbos now should use their brain and plan 90% of planning. It will be in their brain there. And be ready to execute 10%.
Yeah.
10% action is control. We use our brain this time around. No need of holo. We are looking for somebody will collect money and go. We don't need it now.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much, Chief. It's been an interesting time talking with you. I want to appreciate you for inspiring a lot of us when we were growing up. I mean, that Rugeni tourist place was something that I really enjoyed. Just the fact that someone, a private individual, could, brave that kind of project to have the bravery to go into that kind of project. That was something very, very interesting. Chief, before we end, I just want you to touch on a question. Someone is asking a question and is saying that the land that was given for Rogeni village, that you don't own the whole land, that you should bring back some of the land. Can you touch on that? Because people can get up and say whatever they want, but since we have the opportunity of having you in our midst, please can you touch that area?
Okay, come up again. You say what?
Somebody was saying that the land that was given to you for the building of the games village, that the land does not all belong to you, that you should bring some of the land back. What will you say to people who talk like that?
Well, the people are talking what is their mind, because some human beings are ghosts. So their speeches may be a ghost speech. All I know is that I told you that when I come to Oba, I made my money at Newi, being the key importer and the copier of papers that gave most Newi money, made them millionaires. And then I try to invest, try to get a land where all this, not only Rogeni industry, so I have running industry in Oba, where I have about 12 expatriates working for me, employed about 400 laborers, workers by 1980, 81, 82, till up to 1990, when this economic importation of finished products from China started coming. So even that factory now has been converted to Tansia University. I'm the owner of the Tansia University property in Oba. Then from there, I moved into, I bought the Rogeni land from 15 families. Nobody knows what my intention. I buy your land, you never know. I buy you. The land wasn't one owner. I bought it from 15 families. I wall it around and established the Rogeni village. So, and now I brought in development in Oba. What the Oba elites in Lagos gave me is the man who saw tomorrow today. So, if somebody say I took his land, he come and put a claim, and then let me show him the. But whoever knows that Rogeni is here should be happy that Rogeni is in Biafra land, in Oba land, in Igbo land. What our stupid and foolish people can spend all their money, they didn't sell their Anobi, they go to Lagos and Abuja and develop. Is that what we are talking about now? No. If I develop Oba, it is Igbo land.
Chief,
nobody owns land. What
Chief,
is important in the land is keeping the land.
You know why I had to ask you that kind of question is because, these days people just like to talk and they think that there are questions that when they throw it out there, we will dodge it and we will not ask it. But the mistake they make is that they don't realize that when you throw that kind of question that you think you're trying to use to bring somebody down, it gives the person an opportunity to also open up. So now that you have, when I asked you the question, you open up on things that a lot of people don't even know. So thank you so much for answering that question. What you did with just building that Rogeni village, it, like I said, it inspired a lot of people, including myself. And all I can say is we're grateful to you. We need people like you. You're the kind of people that when somebody is praying, he'll say, may more of people like you come to us in our generation. That is my prayer. My prayer is that more of you will multiply in Oba. Oba is very, very lucky to have someone like you. Newi, where you're not even from, is very lucky to have someone like you. Igbo land is lucky to have someone like you. Biafra land is lucky to have someone like you. Nigeria is lucky to have someone like you, but they neglected you. They refused to to maximize your potential. So that is their big loss. But thank you so much, sir, for answering our call to come.
Let me give you one more idea.
Okay,
right?
sir. Okay.
If you know now, you know that Igbo people that has money are in trouble. Igbo people that has businesses are in trouble. All the rich men I know that Dangote couldn't have cleaned their shoes. I know our people by 30 years ago, Dangote cannot clean their shoes. But today, Dangote is on. If Dangote dies now, Dangote continues because a lot of Igbos, a lot of Hausas, a lot of Yorubas have a shareholding in Dangote company because Dangote do a private-public partnership with his business and win PLC. It's not like when the bank was owned by me and my sons, me and my brothers, and a lot of people lost their money in individual ownership banks. But when Soludo came and consolidate the banks, nobody has lost money. What I'm telling you that our Igbos do their secret and blind business, and when they die, their business die. I don't want to mention this in social media. Have billionaires that have died with their business, and our people don't know that area market and Utu market will soon close down with all the type of modern shopping businesses. If some people told that a lot of shopping malls in America can close because of Amazon, they can't believe it. So our people shall be, all these established businesses shall be opened up so that none of those businesses can die. Like you in the diaspora can organize and buy out some businesses from the private people that own it, so that they can't die and the business die like that. So we can be like the Yoruba that plays the draft and Lido in a quick club and those on. Why the share dividends are going on their alert. So our business, our people should open up, and we want to get some of our people in diaspora to tell our own people that have made it. Like now, if you still want being, there's people that are exporting motor to all African countries. That type of business can be explored by private-public partnership. Like Rogeni, I can set an example. Okay, now Kennedy Lichuku has more vision than Dangote, but everything is collapsed. So let us know now that Igbo shall go into opening their business for private-public partnership, so that we can emulate people like Dangote and the other people, UAC, John Wood, and so on and so forth. This is what is lacking on Igbos. They have a big business, they die, their business die. But their banks was like that until Soludo came and they consolidate banks. We want that consolidation on some high-class businesses in Igbo land. Because when those founders die, their business die. Like the Rogeni, I don't think I can own Rogeni alone. Because Rogeni is bigger than National Stadium and the Abuja Stadium. I can open it up. And we introduce something like Arsenal, Man U there, of our own in their palace. That's the way we can have a vision.
That's very good, sir. Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate your wisdom, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to have another moment with you where we can tap into your wisdom, tap into your experience, and for our own benefit. Thank you very much, Chief. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so that was Chief ROMMY EZEONWUKA, the Ogilisi Igbo, and he was installed the Ogilisi Igbo by the Ezenri himself, and you guys know that Nri is like the ancestral home of the whole of Igbo people. But he's someone you should go and read, and you'll be amazed at all the things that he was responsible for He's an originator, he's a trailblazer, he's an inventor, he's a shrewd businessman, a no nonsense businessman. He said, I went there and I stole this thing from them, I stole this thing from them. And he will tell you proudly that, okay, Japan stole from America, from Europe, and then Europe stole from this person and stole and stole. And if you check it, you see that all of these people came and stole from Africa. They stole us, they stole our parents, they stole our brothers and our sisters, and they carted them off into slavery. So the whole cycle just keeps going on, and you don't even know who to blame. Keep a date with us next time when we have another special guest. Take care of yourselves, and bye bye.